Hello, I'm back. I've been gone for yonks and yonks and yonks, I know. I'm not going to go through all the reasons why I've not been on, but I'm back. And thank you to all the subscribers that stay subscribed while I've been very silent over, I don't know, is it 3 months, something like that. I do apologise. Can't be helped. It's been... what can I say? Not a very great time, and while it's not been a very great time, I haven't particularly been very psychically switched on, and so I wasn't going to come on and do any readings at all while my connection wasn't brilliant, because I just don't want to come and just do a half-arsed job. So lots has been going on, lots and lots has been going on. I can't even remember what the last reading was that I did. Don't know. But I wasn't even going to do a reading today. It is about, oh God knows, it must be about 7:30 in the evening on the 25th of May. Right. So in the UK, if you're not a UK person, I'm just going to do a quick recap with being able to see the Aurora Borealis. I've missed the whole fucking lot because I've just were in bed. We've had lots of the various protests over Palestine and Israel. There's been all sorts of shenanigans going on politically. And then we got the news, I can't even remember what day it was, sometime in this last week, that Rishi Sunak, our Prime Minister, has announced that we're going to general election on the 4th of July. Now, over the last few days, I've been thinking 4th of July, that's a very, very odd time to call a general election, and there's for two reasons. One of them, what stands out a mile to me, is the 4th of July is American Independence Day. That's the one that stands out the most, and it's like, why would you have a general election on Independence Day? And then the second thing that stands out is, why go for a general election when you can remain Prime Minister for at least another 6 to 7 months? The government isn't due to change hands at all until the beginning of next year. So why all of a sudden are you giving us 6 weeks? 6 weeks to then do all our research on which political party you want to particularly vote for, if you want to vote, or why 6 weeks? It's a rush job. Why a rush job? So I want to have a look at the tarot and see what the tarot has to say. My feeling, more than a guess, is that the reason for him doing that is quite sinister. Quite sinister. I hope not. I just hope it's something really like daft, like he just wants to get it over and done with, because if you are following British politics, if you are a person in the UK and you're following politics, you'll know that Rishi Sunak doesn't have a chance in hell of regaining his prime ministership, and all the odds are and all the bets are on Keir Starmer, the Labour Party leader. So I'll give you my personal opinion for what it's worth, and maybe lots of people might not agree with me, but my personal opinion is it doesn't really matter who you vote for, because they are what somebody once famously said, two cheeks of the same arse. It's basically someone, the sitting Prime Minister is just going to hand over the baton to the incumbent Prime Minister, and it's just going to be very much of a muchness. It's just going to be very samey, although many people are worried if Labour do get in, because that may have some huge connotations for our position as a Brexited country. Many people are worried particularly those who voted for Brexit, that Keir Starmer may take us back into Europe. I don't think that's going to happen because I think the pushback for that would be huge. So I'm going to have a quick look at the tarot, and I'm feeling quite switched on today. So let's just hope that the messages are going to come through loud and clear. And I'm going to be starting with Cilla Conway's The Shimmering Veil Tarot. I absolutely adore these cards. Cilla Conway wrote the blurb on the booklet for this, and she also is the artist. And she sent me these cards a few years ago now, and I just love them. I get such a lot out of them. But as well as that, these cards feel beautiful. They're very nice, matte but slippy cardstock. They're a good sturdy cardstock. They withstand quite a lot of shuffling. I've already shuffled before I came on and switched my phone on to record this. So, but I'm just going to give it another couple of shuffles because I feel as though because the cards have had no airing at all. None of my cards have had an airing. I've not touched them in any of them in absolutely months. This is the first time I've touched a tarot deck since just after my last video, actually. I know sometimes other tarot readers may say the same thing. I don't know. I'm not in a big community of tarot readers, but sometimes as a reader and as someone who is quite psychic in a way, or in tune with their clairs, if you like, the clairvoyance, the clairaudience, the clairgustance, clairsentience, if you allow your life or what's going on around you to infiltrate your energy, that connection, your clairs tend to get dulled, and that's what's happened to me over the last few months, and that's why I've not been on. And there is no way that I'm going to come and do a reading when I'm not switched on. It's not fair to people who watch, and it's not really, it feels a bit forced, and I'm not going to do that. I mean, I could read a tarot deck without being switched on, but I need my backups, and they're here now. So we've got one out already, and I haven't even asked a question. So because I haven't asked a question, I'm just going to look at this one. This is the Ten of Swords. So I'm guessing that the deck's wanting to talk to me about the Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords, it's feeling very up in the air. Like, I don't know. Like there's all this darkness flowing around, but if you look at this picture, it looks like the cosmos. It looks like a moon, and there's all this activity going off in the sky. But this is what's happening in down here, as above, so below. There is a glimmer of light, but all around it is all this mess, all this chaos. And because there's all this chaos, it's very difficult to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And this feels very much like that. It's an ending. This is reminding me of someone who you read all the stories, or you know, hear all the stories, or you watch stories of people who have had near-death experiences, and they see a white light, and they might see family members. But this is sort of, it feels a little bit like that. It's an ending. There's all this chaos going around, but there is still a glimmer of hope. So wherever you are in the world, this message is for you. No matter what shitstorm is happening in your life, what's going on around you physically, what's going around you personally, in your work life, your business life, politically, financially. Try to deflect your attention from the shitstorm that's going on around you, because if you are quiet enough, if you are mindful enough, you will see that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. It's as if we have to go through these birthing pains. This is like being in labour. It's arduous. Every day you wake up, there's something else and something else and something else. And if you let that noise get to you, you won't be able to see or feel that actually it's going to be all right. No matter what's going on around you, it will be all right, but you do have to trust a little bit and believe, because if you're in a situation, wherever you are in the world, where you feel as if life has just taken a massive turn for the worst, and no matter where you turn, where you look, there's always another pile of shit on top of another pile of shit, and it's heading your way at gale force speeds. You're not going to see or feel or be able to imagine something quite new and beautiful that's going to spring out of that. It's an ending of the chaos. It's going to end. This chaos will end. We're not there yet, but this chaos will end. So I'll leave that one to one side. What's my question? I want to know why Rishi is using the 4th of July as the general election time. There's 6 weeks to go. It's not very long. All the ballot sheets have got to go out. All the parties have got to go and do all their spiel and the speeches and the hustings and all that kind of thing. And it's not like in the USA, where I know Donald Trump and Joe Biden, they've been doing the rounds for months and months and months. Our lot don't even start any of that until a general election is announced. And usually it's, they normally announce it and there's normally a good couple of months, but they already knew quite a way in the distance. We were thinking that the general election would be around October, November time. That's about right. That's what usually happened. But he brought it forward so early. So I want to know, why is Rishi Sunak brought the general election forward, and why so suddenly? Because it's the sudden nature of it. It's almost as if he's given up. I don't know if he has given up. I don't know. So, come on. Why has Rishi announced the general election for so soon? Why is he giving up so soon? Right, what's just sprung to mind is I was hearing business. So maybe he's had a business offer. Okay. Rishi Sunak is a multi-millionaire. He was a multi-millionaire before he became a politician. His wife is a billionaire, and her father owns a company called Infosys. I think it's an Indian company. Rishi Sunak is a Hindu, he's Indian. And Infosys is responsible for a lot of the digital ID stuff coming out. So I'm wondering if it's more to do with that. But the card we got out is the King of Swords. So he's obviously made a very strong decision. He's made it's almost like a Libran decision, an air sign type of decision. Now I'm a Libra and I can be incredibly indecisive, but sometimes I make immediate decisions, and I know immediately that I'm going to do something, and I will go and do that. I will literally carry out my decision straight away. And it feels very much like a Libran decision. It was a snap decision. It's almost as if it wasn't a rational, well thought out decision. Actually, something's come to him out of the blue. It's a thought, it's an intellectual thing. he's a tactician. So this feels like he's been mulling it round his head for quite some time, and he's made a very snap tactical decision to announce this election earlier in the week. Can we have another one, please, for that? See, the thing, it's almost like this. Right, before I flip that one over, there is a bird there. It's the messenger. So I think a little bird's had a little bird's been whispering in his ear, and on the back of that, he's made a tactical decision. Now, is this a tactical decision business-wise? What have we got? Yeah, we've got the strength card. This, whoever's been whispering in his ear and led him to make this snap decision, is somebody he trusts implicitly. Because I see Rishi as the lion, and if you look at the person's in the mouth of the lion, and a lion wouldn't allow you to do that unless he trusted you. So I feel as though Rishi Sunak has been given some advice, and on the back of that, he's made a snap decision. The advice has come from someone he trusts implicitly, and I don't think it's a politician. Let's have another one. So what is he going to, what are his intentions? We've got two. We've got the Emperor, and we've got the Four of Earth. Right. So he basically, his intention is to become his own boss again, to be in charge of himself, his life, his business, his family, his finances. He wants to become in charge again, because how he's felt at the moment is that all eyes on him. He's got all eyes on him. Everybody's watching every move he makes. There's no privacy. He's taken quite a lot of flack in the press because he's tiny and he's got big ears and he's not very competent. But it's almost as if he wants to become the person who's yet once again in charge of his own destiny, in charge of his own life, because he's felt out of control. Right, so what about Keir Starmer? What about Keir Starmer? From what I can gather, Keir Starmer's really quite happy about this announcement, because it just means he's going to be Prime Minister a lot sooner. According to the press, it's in the bag. Keir Starmer is going to win this. He's going to win this election for the Labour Party. And I've got two, I think. Let's have a look. We've got the King of Earth. We're having a lot of kings, aren't we? We've got the King of Earth, and we've got the Seven of Swords. Right. So Keir Starmer is waiting to become the king. He's the person who's going to oversee the financial aspect of the country, the stability, the safety, the security of the country. However, a Seven of Swords is telling me that he needs to watch out. He needs to watch his back. It's a case of be very careful what you wish for. This is careful what you wish for. He thinks he's going to be in charge of the world, not the world, but he's going to be the Prime Minister. But in actual fact, there are going to be other people pulling his strings, and I don't think he's realised that yet. So who's going to be pulling his strings? Two. We have, he's got a battle on his hands. He's going to have a real 7 of earth, 7 of fire, sorry. He is going to have one hell of a baptism of fire when he's in as Prime Minister. He believes everything's going to be fine and he's going to bring the country back and all that kind of thing. That's not going to happen. Somebody's in there pulling the strings, pulling him back. And he's going to have one hell of a battle on his hands, and I believe he's going to be battling with a female. And she will be a force to be reckoned with because she knows things about him. It feels very blackmaily. It feels very blackmaily. And then we've got the 6 of Swords. So he's going to have a battle on his hands. And he's going to find it very, very difficult to get back onto an even keel. Shit. What's going to happen after that then? So what about the country? What about the UK? What's it looking like for the UK? That's too many. I'm not taking that many. What's it going to look like for the people of the UK? Are the people of the UK going to once again feel a little bit more secure, a little bit more financially stable? Will the waiting lists for the NHS and the education, will we start building houses to be able to house all these people that have come in? We've got the 9 of water, 9 of cups. Sorry, it's not the 9 of. We've got the Hermit. I'm going to take another one. Why are the people depicted as the Hermit? I think people are going to start waking up. I think the people are going to start becoming more in tune with what's actually going on. People are going to start going within and finally not taking notice of everything you're being told through the media. I'm not taking that many. I need a card for the Hermit, please. I want one more for the Hermit, please. Are the people of the UK going to, at some point, return to the feeling of stability again? Got the Knight of Wands. Why am I hearing conscription? I'm hearing conscription. I want another one. Flew out. The Queen of Fire. This is war. This is war. People are going to... We're already at war. But we haven't been told yet. We're already at war, but we haven't been told yet. And this is the start of the awakening. Because once it's announced, and it will be July, August. It will be July and August, or August. It will be announced that we're at war. People will start to wake up and see, and start to see that we've been manoeuvred into a political position or a side that we had no business being on. young people are going to start getting called up. And we haven't had that in the UK since the 1950s, because I believe the conscription ended in the 50s, a few years after the Second World War. I think it might have been the 60s. But young people, men and women, are going to start getting called up. But there's going to be a lot of resistance to it. A lot of resistance to it. There's going to be some major unrest. Are we going to come out of this all right, or what? We need to come out of this all right. Are we going to come out of this okay? Are the people going to come out? I don't care about the politicians. Are the people going? Yeah. Right. So it's almost like some sort of war is going to be declared. People are going to get called up. There's going to be resistance, and but we're going to be all right. I've got to pause it because someone's at the door. Just a sec. Right, where was I? Yeah. So the Sun, the happiest card in the deck. It's almost as if people are going to wake up. They're going to realise that what they've been fighting about is the wrong direction. They need to be fighting together to effect change. And through that awakening, people being awake to what's been going on around them and realising that if you can just learn to block out the shitstorm that's going on around you, you will find in yourself the answers. They're already there. We already know the answers. It's having the willingness to be quiet enough to formulate your own opinions. But the people are going to come together. There is going to be a fight, and it's going to be a collective fight. It's going to be a collective fight. I'm seeing people being called up. Now, it might not be a conscription type thing. It might be people all of a sudden have a calling to protest. Collectively, together, seeing each other, no matter what your background, religion, colour of your skin, religion, whatever, male, female, whatever your sexual orientation, people are going to stop fighting each other, and they're going to start seeing each other as brothers and sisters and sticking together, because when that happens, the shit can't continue. When people wake up, and enough people wake up, these powers that be, this top 1% that's pulling all the strings. Don't look at your president, don't look at your prime minister, don't look at these people. They're not in charge. They're not in charge. It's other people behind the scenes that are pulling the strings. And when people realise that, they're going to start getting together, and the sun will come out, and people will start caring for each other and the planet a little bit better than they are doing. People are going to stop picking sides, as in political sides, and finding argument in stupid shitting things, and realising that actually what's really important in this lifetime is, did you love well? Were you peaceful? Did you take right action? Have you had right concentration? Have you been right mindfully? And it's time to reverse if you haven't. But it's having the courage to, stick your hand up and say, you know what, I was wrong, or we were wrong, or we've been doing this as a collective wrong for so many years, and it's time we all stood together did the right thing for all of us, the collective. I'm brought to mind a quote by Karl Marx, and I'm not a Marxist at all, but it's a very poignant quote, and it's misquoted all the time. And why I need to say it is because people have taken sides politically, or I'm thinking about the LGBT argument, the gender argument, the race argument, the religion argument, and they've fractured, they've split into different groups, and because they've got a difference of opinion, they've hated on each other. And what was it that Marx said? Religion. Some people's argument is like a religion, so don't take it as I'm talking about. I'm not talking about religion. I'm talking about when people have this tunnel vision about what they think is right and that everybody else is wrong, and they'll fight to the death for that. Religion is the sigh of the oppressed. It is the heart in a heartless world, and the soul of soulless conditions. It is the opium of the people. So if you've got the people arguing amongst themselves about stupid, pathetic, shitting things, the back's turned. And while the back's turned, they can be oppressed. Think about that one. Right, we're having a Enchanted Map Oracle by, I can't remember, Colette Baron Reid. Right, let's have an Enchanted Map Oracle to tie it all together. How are we going to do in the world? Give us some little bit of insight. And overall, tie it all together type Oracle card. Maybe give us a little bit more information, who knows. Can I have an Enchanted Map Oracle, please? We have Sad Embrace, number 45, Sad Embrace. Let's have a look in the book. Sad Embrace. You may be entering into a period where loss is a theme. Oh, fucking hell. Perhaps you're having to let go of a long cherished dream. If so, take heart, for this ending may have been for your highest good. A better and more powerful dream will be realised in your life if you can accept the loss. Relationships based on faulty foundations are meant to end at this time. Disappointment is a form of perception. If your expectations weren't met, a sense of loss arises along with sadness and grief. Express these emotions. Tears are like healing rain that can restore life to a parched inner landscape. Growth is always assured. Whatever the loss, however great it is, let it go and experience your feelings so that you may soon what beauty lies ahead. So that just basically reminds me of the card. You know, no matter how shit things are, and no matter how much chaos is going around you in your mind, there is hope. There's light at the end of the tunnel. Anyway, that's me done. Fingers crossed, wind in right direction. I'll be back in a couple of days. And if not, I'll see you on the other side. Take care. Be kind, and I'll see you soon. Ta-ra!